This one is all about pasta alla vodka. It's quick, it's easy, it's delicious. Let's get straight into it. Starting out, we're going to need 1 brown or yellow onion as well as 5 cloves of freshly peeled garlic. With the onion, just slice off the tip, slice it in half through the root and then just peel off those annoying skins. You can put these in a container, put them in the freezer and save them for a stock. Then with the onion, just make thin slices across, stopping at the root. Make that horizontal slice through the center to break up the formation and then just dice these into small to medium sized pieces, trimming off any excess flesh. With the garlic, this can then be ran along a microplane or the finest side of a box grater just to create a paste and then scrape it all out of there to avoid any waste. Now with the cooking part of this recipe, place a large pan over a medium heat, add in 30 grams of unsalted butter. Once that has melted, we can then add in the onions and the garlic. Then we're just going to gently cook these for about 5 minutes over that medium heat, and we're going to sweat these off, which means cooking without colour, so we want to keep these moving around, that way they'll soften up without gaining too much colour. After about 2 minutes, just hit it up with a little bit of salt to taste. You can also add pepper at this stage as well, and then just continue cooking it for about 2.5 minutes until you have this soft, buttery onion and garlic. The next thing to go in is 130 grams of triple concentrated tomato paste. Double concentrated is completely fine, or just regular tomato paste, it doesn't really matter. And we're also going to add in 2 grams of chili flakes. They are completely optional. If you don't like chili, just don't add them. Once that is in though, just give this a really good mix through. We're going to cook this for about 3 minutes over that medium heat. What we're looking for here is just for that beautiful colour and a little bit of the oil to come out of the tomato paste. Next is 1 can or 400 grams of crushed tomatoes. You can use whole tomatoes here as well. And then we're going to hit it up with a little bit of salt as well as some cracked black pepper. 20 cracks worth. Also, you can hit it up with a little bit of sugar depending on the level of acidity in your tomatoes. With that all in, give this a really good mix through. We're going to bring this to a simmer, then reduce the heat to low and cook it for about 7 minutes just to get that beautiful reduction going. The next thing to go in is 60 milliliters of vodka. Obviously that contains alcohol. If you can't consume alcohol, just use vegetable or chicken stock. I like to keep my recipes simple and accessible to everyone. And once that's in, give this another mix through and cook it for 5 minutes. With that all done, add in 1 cup or 250 milliliters of thickened cream, also known as whipping cream, with a fat percentage of at least 35%. Then just give this a really good mix through until you get that beautiful golden orange color, which is what the traditional pasta alla vodka looks like. You'll have something that looks like this. Just cook it for about 5 minutes over a low heat. With that all done though, just remove it from the stovetop and allow it to cool down for about 10 to 15 minutes. In the meantime, bring a saucepan of water to a boil, generously season it with salt, and then we can add in 500 grams of rigatoni or any pasta of your choice, but rigatoni is really good for holding sauce, and then just cook it for 1 minute less than the packet instructions. Once the sauce has cooled down, transfer it over to a blender or a food processor. I do recommend using a food processor. It will blend this down to a really smooth sauce. This one didn't really do it so well, and you don't have to do this if you don't want to. You can leave it completely plain, a little bit more rustic. But anyway, once that's done and you got it as smooth as possible, transfer it back into the pan over a low heat. And then once the pasta is cooked or is nice and al dente, 1 minute less than the packet instructions, transfer it over to the sauce and you can bring a little bit of that pasta water over. And I do recommend saving some of that pasta water as well. Give this all a really good mix through and cook it for 1 minute just to get that sauce stuck to the pasta. Adjust the consistency of the sauce with the pasta water, making sure everything's completely combined. All of those flavors have become friends. And once you have something that looks as beautiful as this, we can then remove it from the stovetop. Serve it in bowls, plates, or eat it straight out of the pan for all I care. Make sure you stack it up nice and high. This recipe serves about 3 to 4 people. Grate over some Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, Pecorino Romano. It's up to you what cheese you like. A little bit of cracked black pepper. But with that all done, we have this beautiful pasta alla vodka. It smells and looks beautiful. You can also garnish it with a little bit of basil if you wanted to. Now there is only one thing left to do, and that is of course we can then dig in. This recipe ticks all of the above. It's quick, it's delicious, it's easy to make, it's cheap depending on what vodka you buy, and if you don't use vodka at all, it will be a completely different dish. Still have the same flavor though, a little bit different, but it is absolutely delicious. Also, before I get going, I want to say a massive thank you to every single one of you. Obviously, if you don't know, we did hit 1 million subscribers the other day, and I want to make a full dedicated video to it. But right now, I just want to thank you so much for all of the love and support. I never thought I'd get this far, and I can't wait for what the future holds. So thank you so much. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.